Hi, welcome to Physics 3.1 on forces. So how do you know a force has occurred? Well, a force is applied to an object. Its shape might change. That's called deformation. Or the motion of the object might be affected. It might move, but if it's already moving, its direction might shift, or it might be stopped. There are two general categories of forces. Contact forces, those that require direct contact with your object, and field forces, those that will act at a distance. So on the left are examples of contact forces: friction, pulling, elastic compression. And on the right are field forces: gravity, electricity, magnetism. There are four basic forces of nature. On the macroscopic level, we observe several forces such as gravity, friction, elasticity, electricity, magnetism, pushes, pulls, and centripetal force. However, the origins of all forces can be traced back to these four fundamentals: gravity, electromagnetic, strong, and weak. Of the four forces, we will only study gravity. Gravity is what holds planets and stars together, and it depends on the mass of the objects. On Earth, gravity, or Earth's gravitational field strength, or Earth's acceleration due to gravity, is 9.8 meters per second per second. Gravity is different on other stellar bodies due to their size differences. The four main forces we will study are going to be given to you as the type, the abbreviation, the direction, and the cause. You may want to color code these in your notes as well. The first force is tension. This is Ft. It will go in a horizontal or vertical direction, and it requires contact with your object. This does include buoyancy, pushes, pulls, and hangs. And generally, the cause of this force is a rope, string, chain, person, or other object. The second force we study is gravity. This is abbreviated Fg, and gravity will always go down. And the Earth, or the stellar body that we happen to be on, is the cause of gravity. The third we study is friction, Ff. This always goes in the opposite direction of motion, and it will cause objects to slow down. And this does include air resistance. And the cause of friction will always be the surface or whatever the object is in or on. And finally, we have a normal force. This is abbreviated Fn, also known as the support force. This is always with an object on any surface, and it comes up from underneath. The normal is perpendicular to the surface, and the cause is always going to be the surface. Examples of forces and their effects. The force of tension, remember, is a push, pull, grip, or squeeze. Buoyant force is the force that pushes objects up in air or water. Water pressure, tension on a string, all of which are forces of tension. Our second force was the force of gravity. Weight is the force of gravity which attracts an object toward the earth. The ball is pulled down to the mouse. Gravity pulls all objects down. Gravity is also what holds objects in a circular path. Friction is the third force, and you can have a lot of friction on rough surfaces or very low friction on ice or tile. Friction also includes air resistance. Some objects have very low air resistance, others have very high air resistance or air friction. And finally, you get the Fn, or the normal or support force. This is the force that holds all objects where they are. The equation that we're going to be using is F equals ma. So on your formula sheet, you're going to want to add a box for force. F equals ma. Force equals mass times acceleration, where force is directly proportional to mass and acceleration, but mass is inversely proportional to acceleration. F is force measured in newtons, abbreviated N. M is mass measured in kilograms, kg. And A is acceleration measured in meters per second, or m/s/s. Thanks for watching.